there's a lot of people on a lot of gunpla builders on TikTok, and then I started like watching their stuff, and then I'm like, oh, it's all short form content. And then I was like, okay, like something like this, I feel like I can do, like something I can do really quick, like record like 20 minutes or 30 minutes worth of stuff and then trim it down to like 15 seconds or something. And then that's when the rabbit hole of like buying all this stuff came in.
Welcome to another episode of the Newtype Notebook. I'm Ricky, and you can find me on Instagram at Ricky_glues. So for me, there's Instagram before our next guest, and then there's Instagram after. David, or Blukara7, is to me a unicorn in the metaphorical sense, not the mobile suit. Not only is he one of the most technical and inspiring builders that I've come across on my timeline, but he has also been a content creation trendsetter whose influence from behind his immaculate desk is undeniable. In this episode, we talk about how he got his start as a builder and as a content creator, and we explore his process as a content creator and how he achieves his particular style. And finally, we take a deep dive into one of his builds, the Perfect Grade Strike Gundam, to explore the techniques that are special to building specifically with resin. And I hope you enjoy. So how long have you been building? So we'll get to the content creation stuff because I'm really interested in learning more about that. But like, how long have you been interested in like plastic model kits and Gundam? How did you get your start?
I think it's like over around 25 years. I don't want to say it, but it was kind of feel old just mentioning it. But but yeah, it's like on and off. I've been into it ever since, like, ever since they released the kits in like Toys R Us and stuff like that, the Gundam Wing kits. And I would get them here and there, like when in middle school and high school. But like during college is when I started to like, I was able to afford more of the kits. So I would buy them from, the mall where you get ripped off and stuff. and then there's like a hobby shop that was local to me, and like not local, but I can drive there, like Westminster. It was like called Anime King or something like that. And they had like a lot of Gundam kits, and then we would go with my friends and stuff like that to check it out. And sometimes I use whatever money I have to, buy like specifically like master grades. So that's all I built, like on and off throughout the years. And then some years I just didn't build anything. I just, had other hobbies and stuff like that. And then like eventually I got to a point where I almost gave up on it. I was just gonna sell everything. And then I stumbled upon like a YouTube video by EA Gunpla about mixing paint. So he made mixing paint into a bottle. I don't know if he's the original person that did that. It just, how you bin the paint and you put it in like a pre-thin bottle, and then like just have it ready to go, to like just pour in your airbrush and then just spray it. And I just seeing that is like, okay, that just kind of removes the worry of, airbrushing. I feel like for me, because I always like thought it's like complicated because you have to mix this and that, or hand paint, and I don't know, use the brush and stuff like that to detail it. Because before I used to do everything by just snap build, put the sticker on, use like a Gundam marker for panel lining, and then just like if I want weathering, I would just smear it with my fingers. I just rub it, so like it gives that weather effect. But then I don't go any further than that. That's all I did throughout the years. But ever since I saw that video, I just started to like, it just opened the what I've been wanting to do for a long time, and then like I just held off on like was scared of doing it because of safety reasons and the paint mixing part. But once you
Yeah,
just
it
dive
can
in
be
there,
really intimidating. So you were doing a lot of snap building, kind of like as a teenager,
yeah,
and you would you say that's like kind of like early 2000, like 2000s, 2010s thereabouts, but
something like
it
that.
wasn't. And then
Yeah,
when would you say that EA Gunpla video,
I think like
when
5 6 years ago. So I think I painted around 5 years ago. I started around that time because I didn't paint right away because I had to gather all the stuff. Like everything's expensive, so it's like
Mhm.
I had to gather the airbrush, the compressor, and the booth, and figure out the place to put it and stuff like that. I just got a house and I was just trying to like figure out the arrangement and all that stuff. So it took me like almost a year. I say about 5 years.
Of like being like a serious painting
Yeah,
builds.
yeah,
That yeah, that reminds me so much of like my own story. And yes, 100% just rubbing excess Gundam marker or panel liner off with
right.
your finger.
Yeah, like it
Man,
worked.
yeah, that well takes me back.
Yeah, yeah, and then I don't know. It's like I always seen how people do it with the panel line thing, but I couldn't afford it. Like all I had was that pen or marker, or I even tried like those art like thin like pens and stuff that they use for drawing or stuff like that or outlining. So I tried to use that stuff too, and then I don't know. I tried a lot of things, whatever was like affordable to do.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we all have to get our start somewhere, but
Yeah,
um, yeah, you picked up that airbrush and didn't really look back.
yeah.
It seems like. So you mentioned Dragon Ball. Was Gundam the anime a big part of your life growing up too?
Yeah, it was like later. I think I during the Toonami part or that that time and around that time when they had like VHS and stuff like that. I watched a lot of anime on from going to the store to rent anime like I don't know, Evangelion, Macross, and MacGyver. I don't know, Sailor Moon, but it's like anything I could get like watch, and then like eventually they had it on TV, Gundam Wing series, so that's where it started mostly. Just went off from there for that.
Yeah, I remember that one summer when Gundam Wing premiered on Toonami. That was like the one summer out of my entire childhood that I had cable TV. I won't get into details about why, but just we just happened to have cable for like that specific window of time,
That's it.
and that's exactly when I caught Gundam Wing
Oh my gosh.
on Toonami too. So yeah, like if it wasn't for those like 3 or 4 months like during the summer, I feel like I would have just completely missed like that whole train. You
Yeah, yeah, and I kind of understand that too because I met people like that kind of miss out on that time frame, and then it's like, oh, and they watch like later in Toonami like that the newer series or whatever, and it's like, oh, you never watched Gundam Wing? No, it's like they never heard of it. I'm like,
know?
okay, it's like yeah, it's like there's people like that too, so it's always
Yeah,
surprising.
and it wasn't easy like at the time either. I mean, look, we're okay now. It's just like two millennials basically
Yeah,
like
yeah,
talking about back in the day, you know. But like what is it? It wasn't easy to get your hands on anime. It's like there's
no,
nothing
no, it's
streaming.
hard.
There's yeah, and like you'll get lucky, you'll find like a bootleg VHS somewhere, but it might not be subtitled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. There's a
like
lot of you have to copy it with the cassette, the VHS, and then I don't know. It's so much work. Nowadays, it's so easy now.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember like 0080 and like Char's Counterattack were
Oh
two
yeah.
of the Gundam anime that like I actually had access to, and I like fell in love with those two specifically. I mean, this was even before like DVDs were cool or like a
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
you know. But man, yeah, good times. And now you can just like get anything you want on like
Yep.
Crunchyroll or whatever people use.
Right. Right.
It's like a beautiful time that we live in these days. um, So as a builder, do you do you have a signature style, or like how would you describe yourself and your sort of your style, your aesthetic as a builder?
think I'm more like a technical type of builder. So it's like, you know, I don't know, like it can be like it could get very, it can go any direction, but mostly it's like, sanding, masking, panel lining, and all that stuff, painting, and then try to get like a clean look at the end, like a factory fresh like look. So that's what I try to do. I'm not. I appreciate and I like seeing what are builds, but I'm not. I can't, like, for some reason I can't, like, even though like I finish, I clean up the kit so nice, and I'm like I can't, like, I don't know, something about it is like I can't make it dirty or something. I was like I can't. It's like it just hurts. It just hurts like my, I don't know. It just hurts inside. So I was like, no, I'm not doing it. So
Yeah.
that's my thing. But I like, I do try to do it like a little bit, and I'm like, I'll just remove it. Like, but then it's at the moment is like something I like to still get better at. Eventually, I think in the future I might, try to do a little bit weathering. Like, I don't know when, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. You and I are in the same boat in that regard too. Like I'm all about a good clean build.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, and it's tough because like yeah, the chipping, the weathering, making it look grungy
uh-huh.
or messed up just
Right.
feels like ooh. I don't know,
Yeah,
but there are some beautiful. I mean, weathering. Yeah,
yeah,
weather. I
yeah,
have so much respect for weather builders for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like Bill Pan, like that dude. Like it looks too good. Like, I don't know. It's like you guys
Yeah.
can do it. It's like I'm not gonna do it. I just watch.
It feels like it's almost like an entirely different skill set.
Mhm.
You know, it's like it's almost like when I think of like people who build armor, like tanks and planes,
Yeah, yeah,
like the this it's almost like a different discipline. Like even though we're all
mhm,
working with plastic models, but just like the
yeah,
approach, yeah, it's
yeah,
so different. Um, but yeah, I think yeah, I agree with like something that we always want to have more like tools in the toolbox. So like even if we don't like doing it or if it's not our style, I think like at some point I do want to learn too, right? Like
yeah,
how do you achieve that like that look? Um, so I like to think that there's a lot of great builders out there. There's a lot of great content creators out there, but there aren't a lot of people that do both like really, really, really well.
yeah,
And I think like you're one of the people that I think about that are both like amazing content creators, but also just like really incredible and really thoughtful builders with like really amazing projects too. How did you start out with the content creation side of things?
So it it started during that the same EA Gunpla time. I always wanted to get into like some kind of like content creator type of thing. Like ever since like YouTube was like a big thing, like when it started. I watched a lot of YouTube stuff and other creators on there a lot. And then like there's like some Gunpla stuff too, but I didn't really watch it that much that time. It was more like desk setup and like video editing, like tips and stuff like that. But I never really dived into doing it myself. I just watched it, I just consumed all that stuff. But one day I just like looked on TikTok, and then I wasn't that big on TikTok either, but like I found there's a lot of people on a lot of Gunpla builders on TikTok, and then I started like watching their stuff, and then like, oh, it's all short form content. And then I was like, okay, like something like this I feel like I can do, like something I can do really quick, like record like 20 minutes or 30 minutes worth of stuff and then trim it down to like 15 seconds or something. And then that's when the rabbit hole of like buying all this stuff came in. Like buying all this, like I had stuff already, but it's just like, I already had a built PC and all that stuff, but I never utilized it for like editing or anything because I always built it towards that way of like, okay, I'm gonna edit something eventually. in the future, but it's like it just happened to, I just happened to connect it after I saw the Gundam content on TikTok, and I was like, okay, it's like that's where I started. So that's something that I felt like I can like contribute to the community in some way there.
What were your expectations when you started your account?
Honestly, it's like when I started, I didn't I didn't expect to get like a lot of followers or any like likes or shares, stuff like that right away, like because I consume so much of it. Like you can like over the years I've seen like YouTube creators and things like that, like they hit a wall, or like they stumble upon like some issue, and they have to deal with this and that, and they always talk about, oh, like don't worry about likes and things, like don't do this. It's like kind of like they're giving tips of like their years of experience of as a content creator. And I kind of like looked into a lot of that, and my favorite content creators, like they always share, eventually they share like feedback on that, and then I kind of took that, and like I think it helped me like go into like making an Instagram account without like without like stressing about things like likes and stuff like that, because it's like it's like once and then there's like some positive things, like you keep posting and stuff like that, and you get better eventually, and like it's for fun, it's stuff like that, and don't take it too seriously, and then that's what kept me going. And then like I found that what was most fun was trying to edit it in a different way and seeing like different like styles and things like that. And I felt like that's where I found my little niche or little thing I like to do.
Yeah, how would you describe your sort of aesthetic that you've tried to develop? Like, what are some things that you try to focus on when you're doing your content creation?
Like I try to do like a good hook in the beginning, or like something like a trick, or like a magic trick or something, or some crazy editing, I don't know, for like the first 2-3 seconds. And then like the rest is like trying to piece it together, like whatever whatever I'm doing, like a unboxing, or like revealing like some work in progress, like a leg or something. And then trying to make it like cinematic as possible. Like I don't know, like I'm still learning how to do it like even better. And I see a lot of people, like in the beginning there wasn't a lot of people doing this type of content. Like it's just like mostly like what I saw on Instagram was like very nice kits. Like everyone has like nice pictures and stuff like that. But really it's like there wasn't much of like in a video format or like a reel, like it was very little. Like it's just like the whole space was like, oh, it's like, wow, this guy, like it's like they post like every 6 months, but like that kid looks amazing, like in this photo and stuff like that. And then like that's all you saw. Like everything is like it looks really good. Like but then like I felt like I could. That's where I wanted to do like something, like mix it up a little bit, and I was inspired by TikTok. And TikTok is more like people are more vocal, and they're always talking and stuff like that, which is a good thing too. But I found that like Instagram has this thing where like you can add music and stuff like that, and I like music a lot, so I like to piece it together, and with the editing, and try to mix it up and do stuff like that. So it worked out for what it is, I think.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. Why do you think people are so drawn to your content?
No, I don't know why. I was like, I don't know why people are following me, but I think it's because because stuff back there, and like I think that's where it came from. Like I was always into like desk setups and like workbenches, and I felt like ever since I showed my workbench like a while, like years ago, it just kept going. Like I got like I had like more followers like every day. I don't know, it was crazy, but ever since then it just kept me like motivated to do like more type of stuff and try to change up like the editing a little bit and stuff like that. So yeah, I that's I think that's it.
I'll tell you why I think your content resonates with me. And then maybe people who are listening might agree or have different ideas, but I think the first thing that I remember seeing that you posted that stuck with me was just like, I don't even think it was a build. I think you sat down, you had your iPad and had like an anime playing on it, and you were just like making a cup of coffee or like drinking like a cup of tea or something.
Yeah.
And it was like, and then I don't remember what music, it must have been like some lo-fi like beat or something like that. And it just felt so like chill. It was like, felt so peaceful. And I was like, and like, I don't know what went behind all the, the behind the scenes stuff that, of that particular video, or if you even remember which one I'm talking about, but,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
it just seems like, oh, this is like, because I think of Gundam and building as sort of my own sort of sacred space, or like my own, happy place.
Right. Right.
And so I feel like you took that sort of feeling and you just like ratcheted it all the way up, it's like cozy and it's like very neat and like very organized,
Yeah.
but also it's Gundam and gunpla. It's like all the things that we love about that too. So
There's some people that are like, oh, I miss your coffee content. I'm like, but I say I like I could make so much of those, It's like maybe once in a while, but it's like I can't make it every time.
you might just be a coffee account and like,
Yeah, I didn't want to. That's the thing too. Is like I had to like it can't be just a gunpla thing. Like it has to be. You have to have like two things like connected to it, like that setup, and for me it was that setup and Gundam, and then initially it was like tech too, like little gadgets and stuff, but I kind of got away from that. But it's basically around there, and then like coffee kind of came into there because I kind of had like a little thing for coffee too, and I was like kind of get obsessed with that too, and then that's where that came from. And lo-fi is like something I always listen to when I build, so it's kind of like what it is, what I actually do, but when I record a video, it's just me sitting there, and then I just run back and then press stop. That's what it is, and then I just go back into the living room and take care of the kids or something. So yeah.
If you were to look at the hours you spend building kits, doing video editing, doing content creation, like what percentage, like how would you break down like how much time you spend building kits and how much time you spend on like the content creation side of
I
things?
think like 90-10. So it's like probably like mostly building, and then like shooting is like very little. Like I like most well before I used to just shoot like really quick, like in 30 minutes I'll just shoot something, brainstorm, like because I'm just getting out of work or something like that, and I'm like, okay, I only got like an hour to do something before I have to go back to the kids and the family, trying to like make food or whatever. So it's like very rush, and then like 6 p.m. is like also like a recommended time to post. So I try to like, okay, 5 p.m. I try to just like record it real quick, whatever I'm trying to do, without even like brainstorming or anything. I just do it, and I just record it, and then like the editing kind of takes a little bit long, but eventually like I got used to it, and then you just trim it down and stuff like that. But yeah,
Okay.
I always say is like mostly building. That's the hard part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I think about like if I were gonna do something like what you're doing, I feel like I would spend so much time just like thinking about camera angles and like moving the camera around, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
like
It's
yeah.
it's a lot of work, like just to set up like the tripod, and the lighting is like it's annoying. That's why like when I the way I made my setup is like is it's mounted on the like I have stands that are mounted on the wall where it holds the light, and there's another mount that comes from another direction that holds, like this camera here is like held by another mount. But I try not to keep anything on the floor because it gets in the way, and like it gets in the shot, and like if I like jump or like run around, it's gonna shake the footage. So I try to keep it keep it in, away from that. So it's like I mean I'm not doing that stuff when I'm building, but it's just you notice it when you like bang the table or stuff like that. It just gets in there.
Yeah, so you started talking about a couple of the little tools of the trade. So in terms of content creation stuff, like what are some of your go-to? Like, what's your camera? Any other like tools, devices, apps for editing, etc.?
I use the Sony A7 IV. Are you familiar with that? Yeah. So it's like a good hybrid camera. It's like it's good for photos and video. So I was able to record a lot of my footage on there and then take photos for like, the finished builds and stuff like that. And then there's the light box. The light box helps to like soften the light and stuff like that. I also had this like external monitor. I can't touch it right now because it's mounted.
Yeah, no worries.
It's basically, I can see what I'm doing when I'm recording. So like I put it on the side somewhere. There's like a SSD that's attached to it, so it's like it records directly into the hard drive. So there's nothing recording directly into the camera. So it just it records all into there, and then I just take that and then plug in the computer and just edit everything. I recently just got a different camera, more like a cinema camera. It's the FX3. It's very similar to the 8. Well, not similar, but it's more towards like for recording like video. But the quality is much better, and then it doesn't overheat. So the camera I had previously overheats like after 30 minutes. So I'm really forced to like record within 30 minutes. So now I can record forever. Maybe I can make like YouTube stuff, but I don't know.
Oh, there you go.
Before it's like it held me back, so that's what it was.
All right, very cool. And what do you use to edit?
I use Adobe Premiere for everything. So I just I learned most of it like from YouTube and self-taught stuff, really. And I learned it from I used to work. Well, I don't work with my dad, but it's just like he's a videographer, like a wedding videographer. So he does like a lot of video editing and stuff like that. And I'm kind of inspired by his work. So like I always watch him do it, but I never did it myself. So I kind of saw what his timeline looks like. When you look at the editing stuff like that, and I kind of took it. I kind of put it in what I do now. I saw that the Instagram stuff they have good tutorials on like how to edit like other content creators. So I kind of learned stuff from there too.
That's awesome. Do you think that making content has changed your approach to modeling?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Because when you record and when you like edit the photos, like you can see all the crap that goes on what you did. So it's like I'm like when I'm doing the final shot or like the finished build, I'm like, damn, I didn't get the nut mark, and then it's like you can see it right in the footage, and it's like you can't hide it. So I'm like, like over time, and I'm like I try to like get better and to like because I know I'm gonna have to like get it in shot, and like it bothers me that I see it. So like the next build, I can try to like make sure it's more clean and things like that. So it makes me better, like to avoid these little things. And then also it's like I started getting into competitions, and I feel like okay, it's like if because that's what they look for, right? It's like a part that, or like if they see that, they'll mark it off or whatever. And then so I feel like it works out, and I can put it for whatever competition that comes up. So it works both ways, I feel.
Yeah. So it's almost like keeping you accountable for making sure that you're not taking shortcuts and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
also helping you. It's also helping you be a better
Yeah. Yeah.
competitor.
Yeah. Yeah. It worked out because it's those little things, like it just, I'm like, I don't want to put this footage. Everyone's gonna call me out on it. And it's like sometimes it's like that, but I'm like, I gotta be honest about it. Just put it out there, and like, I can't be like, that's how it is, and it's like you learn, you get better. It's supposed to be like that. So
Right. Yeah. Nobody's perfect. No kid is ever perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then everyone's nice about it, and like I feel like, for me, I haven't got like anything crazy, but everyone's supportive. Like they come in and try to be like, oh, you didn't do this part, but I can help you, like how to fix it and stuff like that. So they reach out to me and try to help me out. So everyone's pretty cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Do you have any advice for people who want to do what you do or want to get started with content creation and Gunpla? Like, do you have any insights for people?
So right now it's always changing. So like whatever you're doing, like don't get used to it. So like Instagram algorithm is always changing. Like don't expect to like do one thing and then like you're gonna like say like you got whatever video you did, and then like it reached like millions of views and likes and whatever, and like you're gonna get that high, but eventually it's gonna go back down. So you got to learn how to like adapt to when you go back down to, like, because like it's constant. You have to always keep trying to change and adapt to whatever they change, because it's not the same. Like the hashtag thing is limited now. Like it was a thing. Things like that. So stuff like that can affect like how people see your content too. So because everything is based on like, now it's like is based on your caption. Like it has to be engaging and things like that. I think like a good way to find out about these things are like from content creators that are like teaching you how to like navigate around things like this. So if you follow them, they usually tell you things like this, and then like you can like switch it up with your niche or whatever you're doing. And then like it helps, because you don't want to be like, you're going to be disappointed because no one's going to see your stuff. But if you're willing to learn and like, like change and stuff like that, then, there's opportunity for growth. It happens. It's not like it doesn't happen. You just have to be willing to do it and, change and all that.
Yeah. Like always adapting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying new things. Yeah. That's good advice just for anything, right? Not just content creation.
Yeah, true.
Yep. Instagram. Yeah. Awesome, man. Let's jump into a specific Gundam kit. And so recently you've been working on, I feel like you've been working on a lot of resin. So for people who have never done a resin kit or anything like that, what does it mean to work with resin?
It's basically like just like more work, like based on whatever you've been doing with plastic. So it's the same thing where it comes to like cleaning like nub marks or the gate marks you remove. It's there too, but it's just you have to be more careful at like sanding it off and removing it at a certain angle. It's more brittle, so you kind of have to like doing it like a slower process, because like it sands away really quick. Like a 400 grit will be like, it'll take away like really like a lot of it right away. So also it's like surface prep is a thing too, because you have to like sand it down. You have to like mold release from the manufacturing. So that stuff affects the paint. So when you put it on, it's like if you don't do it, it's kind of like the paint won't stick on it. And then like when you're doing like masking, and then when you like peel the masking tape, it'll just remove your paint, like all of it, like all on the tape. So I've had that happen. Like it still happens sometimes, but you just have to be like more diligent in like sanding, like maybe like 800 or like 600. You just go around every corner, like every little nook and cranny of like all the little detail pieces and stuff like that. They're really small too. There's some like tiny pieces and stuff like that. So everything is like delicate. So you kind of have to like do it very slow, like I was saying. And then the parts, they can break very easily. So you got to learn how to like piece it together, glue it, and fix things. Also, it's like nothing fits well. Like everything is like loose, right? So like it's just sometimes it does fit. It'll be like it's either too tight or is it too loose. So it's like there's ways to fix it. So if it's too tight, you just sand it down until it fits good. It's like a good like fit. And then like if it's too loose, you just like extend, that area of it. Like maybe the male part and the female part, you want to extend around it. So like that way when you snap it in, it's like it's more of a snug fit. You kind of learn to do those things. Like you can do like UV resin to like build it, or like you can do like PLA or whatever you want to do, or you can do like pinning and things like that to like secure it. Yeah. So and then you also have to do like a snap fit. So like a snap build initially. So you want to do that so that way it's like everything fits well, and then like everything like there's no issues. If there's issues, you just try to fix it, like try to like work around it. So there's a lot of that
before you do any painting.
Yeah. So because you don't want to deal with that later, right? Like you want to, if you paint it initially, and then it's like you don't find out you don't find out these issues till like you put it all together, and it's like it's not fitting. It's like it's gonna be a headache. So it's really is like a lot of prep in the beginning. So there's like two types of kits. There's like full resin kits, and there's like conversion kits too. So the full resin kits require like everything I said is just you have to test fit everything, make sure it stands, and then it's like the weight makes sense all around. And then conversion kits it depends. Like it uses like a base kit, like a Gundam kit, or like the inner frame or something like that, and then like they have resin pieces for like the armor. So like it'll be like for the strike that I did, it's mostly like a replacement for the armor pieces, the white pieces. So it's really like a probably like 50% resin kit. It's not like a full resin kit. So things like that is like it gets easier. So like when you put it together, it's kind of molded in a way that it fits into, like as a replacement, versus like a kit that's like almost like full resin, where you have to like do all these like steps just to like make sure it fits well and things like that. So that's
like a conversion.
Yeah.
Is like you're using the inner frame or something of an existing kit, but you're replacing a lot of the pieces with resin. If I've never seen like a resin kit before or a conversion kit, like why would I want to do that? Like what's the appeal?
The reason why you want to do it is because it's more like detailed, and it's just more sharper looking. It's like everything is like you tend to not get like this type of quality like from a regular kit. I mean, nowadays they're doing like kits of resin kits, so it's like so I don't know, but it seems like that's the new trend. So I feel like you're gonna see more resin kits that turn into plastic kits. But still like resin resin kits, they still have this like I don't know, the detail there is like it doesn't translate well into plastic sometimes. So there's people that can make it look like that too. You can do anything, like you can make anything look good, but resin, like out of the box, like everything is already scribed, and the design is already there. All you have to do is just clean it up and put it together. So you just have to go through a lot more work, but I think at the end it's pretty rewarding to see, all those little details that you did and stuff like that.
Cool. Let's take a look at one of the resin kits that you've worked on recently, and that's your PG Strike.
Yeah.
So I think you've been working on this about a year ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe we can walk through the process of building a resin kit and using that as like our sort of model. What are we looking at for people who are listening?
So like that's so that's that video is basically showing all the runners in the Perfect Strike kit. It's just very overwhelming. Like it's just crazy. But
So
I was excited about it that day to do it.
So this is the YJL brand,
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect Strike, and
Right.
you have the Bandai PG Perfect Strike.
Yeah.
That you're doing the conversion kit for, right? So does the process start with literally building the PG like in plastic?
Yeah. So basically you kind of the manual kind of tells you, well, both manuals, like the resin has their own manual and the kit itself has the manual, but it's like they tell you what you need like exactly, and sometimes it doesn't, like it's just like very like vague. They're like, oh, put these two pieces together, and like there's really no other view or no other like angle. So it's kind of like, okay, you need this leg, like this part is like you need this leg, and you need this part, or you need to trim off this part from the kit. So like it's a lot of stuff like that.
Okay. So sometimes it does need some surgery, like for
Yeah.
on the plastic too.
Yeah, it depends on the kit, but this kit it wasn't that much surgery. It's just very little trimming here and there.
Gotcha. And
Yeah.
I like this next set of pictures. So this actually really shows the difference between what you get in the box and the resin kit. So yeah, you can definitely see that like there's just a lot more detail. Sometimes the proportions are changed.
Yep.
What was there like a reason you chose this particular build?
So this project started because Javier Glitch Studio, like we wanted to do like a collab like piece. So we decided on the Strike Gundam, and then we found that, I don't know, me, I felt like doing this resin kit wasn't too crazy, and like it's just armor pieces. It's not like it's 100% resin kit. So I felt like it's doable, and also I like the design of it and the proportions of it. So that's why we went for it.
Gotcha. So yeah, kind of a buddy build. This is about as extreme of a buddy build as I've ever seen. Yeah. That's awesome. So here in this picture, you're going through the sort of test fitting process.
Yeah. So for this part, it's kind of like I had that strike right there is actually my original Strike Gundam Perfect Grade. So I built that like in college, and like that's when I just did like light modding. But I always liked that kit, and then like I always wanted to like go back. Ever since I started painting, I wanted to go back to it and maybe customize it a bit. So like that's why we kind of wanted to do it, and then Javier liked it too, and he's like a big fan of the Strike. So it's like that's where we came together and decided on this kit mostly. Yeah, and then there's a test fitting part. Like I have a couple of images for this, and then like there's barely any issues. It's just everything fits well. Like there's some tape there, so like for example, like if you look at the feet, if you go back, it's like a lot of times when you do a snap build, it's like things don't always go together, so you kind of need some kind of like masking tape or something like that to hold it, just to see how it is. Nowadays, I feel like if I were to do it again, I'll probably try to like fix it and try to make sure it actually like connects and fits well. as I go through the snap build, but most of the time people just put tape just to see how it looks and fits.
If there was an issue with
Yeah.
fit, like what are some common issues with fit, and how do you address them?
So like it will just fall off. So like if you try to put it
Okay.
there, like that taped up piece on the leg, like it will just slide down and then I mean the foot. So like it will just slide down and then you know it just collapse basically. So you have to put some kind of tape there. But then like how I would fix it is to um extend like the strength of the piece so like it can fit better, like connected to the frame. Because that part it was just it didn't connect anywhere. It's just like it's just hovering there. So like the only way to finally piece it together when you finish painting is to glue it at the end. So that's the only time you're gonna see it like fit like perfectly. So it's like I rather like now I rather go back and try to make sure it fits well and not be surprised later that okay I'm gonna glue it hoping that nothing goes wrong later, you know. So
So, okay. And so it would be like good modeling practice, you would say, to just like make sure that it is connected in a way that fits properly initially.
yeah, so like I was learning as I was going through this too. So there's ways like you can glue it like with like a not like you don't have to use like a strong glue. You can just use like a like something that's not like super glue, and then it'll stay there. Or you can use like sticky tack, which is common and used. So you just stick it between the pieces to hold it, and then you have the tape to hold the two pieces together, things like that to temporarily hold it. So that's it's just just to see if everything fits like sort of well. But this kit, I would say that everything like from what you're seeing in that image, it just snapped it just snapped well together to the frame. So like we barely had to like do any like any of that. So there's only a few parts that were like that, but everything is just fits well. Like if it's like the original kit itself.
Yeah, so you've got like the whole body more or less attached to the frame pretty securely
Yeah,
without
yeah.
needing any additional extra whatever.
There's like a test that people do too, and then Pepsi or Sam, he's the other like he does like all the Kasatria builds and stuff like that. But he told me that it's like they do like this test where like they shake it or flip it upside down, and then like if it falls off or like if pieces fall off, then it's not good. So if you do that test like at the end of the snap build, then it's like okay, you pretty much like nailed it. You're ready to go like paint it or something like that. So
Got it.
I try to go for that type of thinking.
If things don't fit right, so you mentioned like at the very end of the build, you would glue it down. Um,
Yeah, it's
if
just like
possible.
yeah. Like most there's like little like sometimes there are like little detail pieces that doesn't you don't need to like add like a extra piece to like make sure it's snap or it fits well. It's just that it's just you just glue it and it'll be fine. It's just like a little it's like a little square or like a little detail part that goes over like some areas. Maybe we'll see it in like a later screenshot, but uh, it's just it's a common thing to do too, just to glue it like quickly.
Gotcha. So what's happening in this picture?
So this part is I just did like I think I did like resin wash. So after you resin wash and you before that you clean up like any like sanding debris and any like anything that's on the surface. So like you clean it all off with resin wash and then there's another step I do where like I rinse it off and then I use dish soap to like clean it up and then I just let it dry. So like it's just drying and so that way it'll be ready to paint.
Okay. So again, that surface cleaning is really important for
Yeah.
just making
So
sure that paint
yeah.
adheres because of the releasing agent or whatever that the resin is cast in.
Yep.
Um, Did you do a lot of like rescribing and things like that for this build?
Yeah, there's like a few areas that um, the the manual showed that there was like scribing details, and it was like some of it was missing, so so I didn't show onto the piece itself. So it's like it's either too shallow or like the the detail wasn't there. So you kind of I had to like go in and rescribe it and things like that. So like for that one, it's like there's like an area where the gate mark is like in between the details and stuff like that. So it kind of like when you sand it away, you're sanding away that little detail, that line or whatever. And you kind of have to bring it back when you get rid of that gate mark, for example.
And yeah, you mentioned earlier that resin can be a very brittle thing to
Yeah.
work with.
Yep.
And so, in the event that I think probably anyone who's building a resin kit probably will crack some piece or snap some piece
Yeah.
somewhere that
Yeah.
they don't intend to.
Mhm.
So what do you do when that happens?
I just cry, but I don't know. Like it sucks, but like sometimes it's the pieces are so little that they just shatter, and then like there's nothing you could do about it. It's like it just you have to recreate it or like make it again somehow. Like if you have like the opposite side of it, you can try to like remold, like do the mold process and try to recreate it, which Javier did for me. So like I did lose some pieces. um, so and there's like some missing pieces in the kit itself. We found like I found later that it didn't have in the kit, so I have to like try to find a way to get it or make it. But yeah, like stuff like that happens. Like it breaks. Like even from like resin washing, like the resin wash itself is so strong it can actually break like small parts. Like it can shatter it. So like I learned that from the RX-787 resin kit because it has a lot of tiny pieces. So like the best thing to do for that is to like just use like another thing I got from Pepsi, like Sam, like he used like some like resin wash on like a Q-tip and he just rubs it onto the little pieces. So like he'll just manually clean it like manually with like a Q-tip. So that way it's like you're not submerging it in that liquid, which is too strong for like small pieces.
Gotcha. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. For that, everything that you've described up to that point, does that take us to paint?
Yeah. Yeah. It's ready to go. Is like the next part will be like priming. So like you're checking for a little imperfections. So like resin pieces tend to have like a lot of like in the corners or on the edges they have like this little lift or like some extra material that kind of like is coming off the surface. So it's like you'll see it when you prime. So like you if you see it, you kind of have to like sand it off, then go back and prime it again until like until it's not there. So that's what the whole process was.
Gotcha. It like flashing and stuff like that, you mean?
Yeah, yeah, basically flashing.
Right. Okay. Where like there's like extra resin that escapes the mold or whatever,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
creates like a little.
You can
Yeah.
catch it in the sanding process in the beginning, but sometimes you might miss it. So the
Gotcha.
priming like helps do that
I know it's been a while. Do you remember how long it took for you for this particular kit to get from opening the box to paint ready?
a long time.
Well,
A
okay. How
lot
about
of
this? Would you say like what's the percentage of the amount of work that went into the prep process?
I'd say like 60%.
Okay, okay. So yeah, it really all the work is really up front.
Yeah,
And
because
all
it's
the
like
effort.
if you don't do it right away, it's just gonna make it worse throughout the rest of the kit because you're just gonna go back and try to fix things over and over.
Hmm.
It's better to do it now than later.
Gotcha. So then we're moving on to painting.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. Yeah. Is this like one of the early first pieces that you managed to get paint down on?
Yeah. So like in the beginning, I was personally like stressed out about paint like where like the gray should go, where the white should go. Cause like we were trying to follow like the kind of the stock photos and things like that, where to place these colors. But then it's like it's kind of, yeah, you don't have enough photos that are like detailed enough to tell you, okay, this goes here and there. So it's kind of like, you know, we're for me, I was just trying to like place it here and then be like, okay, this looks good. But like back in my head, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna look stupid. Like I was afraid that the color is not gonna look right. So this part, I was like relieved that okay, it actually looks good. Like the grays, they look like they're placed in the right area, and the white is good and stuff like that. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
So you're this picture, you're going through all the different like potential colors that can end up on
Yeah,
the
those are actually the whole colors for the kit. It's like everything that's in there.
You used every single shade?
All those greens are there, but it's like you can't see it until you see it in person, or
Yeah.
you put a light to it. Yeah,
That's incredible.
that's how hard it was for me to like to put those greens because I wasn't sure where to put that top green and the second green. I'm like, it was like it's stressful.
Yeah. Did you these colors were your choice, right?
Me and Javier, like we collaborated on like what colors we wanted, and this is what we wanted to do. So his is the like red side on his arm, and then mine's is on like on the other arm, on the right arm is the green side. So, but then I use reds too, like for the opposing colors. So like the foot is red, things like that. So yeah, these are mostly the paints for that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Do you remember what paints you used?
It's like Ankrit paints. I think Javier is the one that got all the paints, but we had to like get it from like AliExpress and something like that. It's not like an easy paint to get.
Mhm.
So we
What
had to we had to like find it somehow.
was there a reason why you guys went out of your way to use Anchor?
It's because of the whites and the grays, and and then the gunmetal ones there. They're specifically like, they had like a color guide in the manual, and those are the original colors they used for the kit. So that's why we wanted to kind of replicate the original look. And then, so that's why we're trying to push for those colors, because we really like the white and the grays. So,
Got
that's
it.
where it came from. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So this is less of a custom color scheme and more like sort of manufacturer recommended.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Did you like that paint? Like, what was your experience with it?
It's pretty good. It's very thick, so like you can thin it like it can you can thin like it can go a long way. So basically, you can get like a big bottle and just have like a bunch of it left over, and it's still you'll still have plenty left over. So I still have some like I still have a lot of the whites and the grays from this kit, so I could still use it. The only thing is like the paint is so thick that it's like it's hard to mix. So it's very like syrupy, or like the velocity is like kind of it's too thick, so it's hard to thin it, because it's like you have to like do it very slow and like mix it up and then do it again and again. It's kind of annoying versus like thinning like a regular Gaia notes or Mr. Color. It's like a lot easier and a lot better to mix.
Gotcha. Are there considerations for resin in terms of like primer used or things like that? Or can you use most kind of standard primers that people use for plastic?
Um, I think I think there's like some recommendations actually. Like I don't know about every primer because I haven't tried every single one, but I was recommended like certain Gaia notes like Surfacer Evo, like that primer is a good one for like resin, because it's like it sticks very well like the surface. So that's something that's a lot of builders they use, and they found success there for that. Um, I use like other primers like from Mysticolor too, and then they work good too, but I mostly stick to that. And it seems like it doesn't. The true test is when you do the paint I mean the masking tape like peel, like if it's if it doesn't like stick well, it's when you peel it off, it's just gonna come off, type thing. So using that primer seems to work well with these paints.
Gotcha. That sounds like a good test too, like getting a piece of scrap resin or something and just painting it and trying to
Yeah,
use masking tape before you commit all the way,
yeah,
just to
like
make sure that
that's a good test. Yeah, so like what some people do, they just like they'll do that, they'll paint it, and then they'll just put like a strong adhesive like type of masking tape and just like yank it, and then if it comes off, then you did a bad job. So it's like you have to go back and then like try to like sand it and prep it again, and then maybe it is the paint that is the issue. So you're gonna have to like try something else. So that's it's better to test that in the beginning.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a really good tip. And um, it looks like then there's a lot of color separation. Like, so this is one piece.
Yeah,
And
that's
so,
that's the piece that goes onto the wrist. So it's the backhand part. So that's a lot of colors there. So there's like I think it's like one, two, three, five colors. So yeah, that's all that went onto that piece. And then some pieces have a lot more colors going on. So it took a
yeah.
lot of
And so
time.
that, does that mean you're really just having to like, are you just masking, doing a lot of masking, doing a lot of spraying,
Yeah,
remasking?
so we had like pre-cut. There's like a thing like they have, so like they have pre-cut masking tape. So it's like they have masking tape that's like cut out that go around these like edges and stuff that are based on the kit. So like you can just wrap it around like that. So like you don't have to like manually stick it around with like little squares or rectangles. But you kind of still have to like it's still there's still like a process to it because you kind of have to know how to like fold the masking tape. It's kind of like a little bit of origami like involved in it because you kind of have to like work around the angles and the flat surface, and then you have to like kind of fold it in and type of things like that. So it's like it's not like a straight slap on type of thing. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I would have to like throw away that whole piece of masking tape and just do it manually. So it's like it's a hit and miss. But I still I still like using it mostly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't know that a lot of resin kits. Is that true of all resin kits or most resin kits that you've built, that it comes with pre-cut masking tape for you?
Um. Yeah. Like a lot of them, like the popular ones, they tend to have the pre-cuts available. Even like regular kits that have pre-cuts. Like I'm sure you've seen those too, right? Like just for like regular Bandai kits, they have the popular kits. They have pre-cuts for them too. But
Like third party, I think I've seen, but
yeah,
not
third party, yeah, they have them
yeah.
too. But it's becoming more of a trend, and I see like it's like a thing now. It's like how they release like water slides for every kit. It's like it seems like they're doing pre-cuts for it too at the same time. It seemed
Okay.
like it's
That's really helpful.
yeah. Yeah,
I
so
will
like
say,
so,
yeah.
so this kit, I was like, I'm not doing it because if it doesn't have pre-cuts, I wasn't gonna do it. So I bought it because they had pre-cuts. That's why I wanted to work on this kit.
I
I
gotcha.
wouldn't
Okay,
want to.
so
Yeah,
the pre-cuts came with the kit or you had to buy them separate?
you have to buy them separate. But
Okay, okay, gotcha. And then now we're at a completed arm,
yeah,
which
there's
looks
like
awesome.
there's just some pieces that are like I finished with the. So basically, every piece there, it's like it's already. I don't know if I put a top coat on it yet, but yeah, probably not. But they just mostly like all the paint layers are there, and it's just like just to see what it looks like at the moment.
Nice. That must have been like a really satisfying feeling.
Yeah, yeah. It's sometimes it's such a long process, and like you don't see it until like at the end, right? So it's like it's good to see something like as you go.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you do a lot of like hand detail painting too?
No,
Or
I don't do any hand painting.
really?
I'm
So everything,
not good at
every
it.
little color, it's all
Yeah,
masked off.
it's all masked off. Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
Or it's all masked off, or it's a little tiny piece. So that two piece right there, it's one piece. So it's basically glued in. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right, we'll fast forward a little bit. So the process we saw for the arm, is that like pretty much how the rest of it goes too?
Yeah, basically.
Are you building it like limb by limb, like to completion each time?
The
Or
leg
for this particular kit? Yeah.
for this one, I think I started on the arm first because it's kind of like the more simple, part of the kit. The legs are so detailed that I didn't start until later because it's just too overwhelming. So I kind of put that
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
So you chose to do like one arm, finish that arm,
Yeah. One
and
arm,
then
like
go to
one
another
piece,
body.
and then went to the next one. Because this one,
Man.
I didn't do. So this one had two colors. So like one arm is green, one is white. So so that kind of explains why it's separated. But at the same time, I was trying to figure out like the color coordination part, and I was struggling on this side too. So that's why you didn't see like both arms at the same time because I didn't get it like that at the beginning. So it's like it's kind of like what should I put this green here or should I put this here? They're too light and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stress around that part.
Gotcha. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of stress. I mean, just seeing like 5 or 6 different shades of gray, it's already gotten me like
Yeah,
sweating bullets. So
yeah.
did you like what did you use to help you like organize your colors?
Honestly, I didn't, I don't know. Like the spoon test helped me a lot. Like for sure, the spoon test like helped me see it, but still, I was still struggling like how to see it. Like I think in the future, I have to like find a way to like get better at it because I still stress about it. Like with any kid
Yeah, or you
nowadays.
gotta I've got friends who use like paint basically like paint editing
Yeah,
software,
yeah, yeah.
and you just
That's a good
literally
way.
go in and I think I can't think of a better way like that
Yeah,
than that, which also sounds like a lot of work too.
yeah. It's a
Um,
lot of prep for sure.
yeah, and wow, even that piece in the is that the waist? There's
That's
like all kinds of surface
the
detail on
body.
there.
Yeah, that's the body part at the rear of the body. So it's like there's a lot of interframe detail that you won't see really. So I was just showing that that's from the Bandai kit itself. That's the interframe. So it's
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha.
I'm
Okay,
just, I'm just showing like what it looks like that once it's all covered up, you won't see it again.
that's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if this is just Bandai Interframe, I mean, you could really go to town on that and just
yeah,
never,
yeah. I think
never see it.
Javier like even mentioned like he's like we should detail like stuff like that. I'm like I don't have no time to like go through all that. Like I gotta finish this. It's like too much work. Like it's too much like to do.
Yeah, yeah. Mad respect to anybody who
Yeah,
interframe
like
details and then
yeah.
never takes the armor panels off.
And that part,
Yeah.
like around that part, I had to like rescribe or like because the surface was like gone or missing in the kit. So like if you go back, like there is
Is
like
it
I
this
have
one?
to introduce like lines again because it's not like it's more like they were there in the promo shots, but like it's not in the kit itself. So like the rear part, it's like that is pointing to on the before is it's the original kit. So that's the original piece from the Bandai kit, and the one in the front of the chest is like it's the resin piece. So it has all the details and stuff. But then it's like on the right is just it's an empty canvas that compared to what the left looks like, right? So it's I kind of wanted to trend or kind of like push it into the Bandai piece and try to make it look like as if it's a resin piece add-on. So that's something YGL. I felt like they should have made that piece, but you know, it's like they didn't make it, so I have to like reproduce it myself with Javier.
I see. What do you use to scribe?
The brand or like the tool,
Yeah, yeah, or yeah. What kind of tools do you use?
the SAB brand. So like um I don't remember, like 2 millimeters. I mean, 0.2 millimeters.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I used on that part, and then it
Gotcha.
went pretty well.
Yeah, it looks great. I wouldn't know that
Yeah,
they were from different kits or whatever. Yeah.
it's a lot of work, but it's good.
All right. And fast forwarding a little bit here.
Yeah,
So
this
again, more detail building in. Yeah, this is more scribing work on your
yeah,
end.
like the left is the original piece, and then the right is the scarred piece. That's kind of
Gotcha.
look at
And this is
kind of yeah.
like a design that you guys came up with just to add some detail.
Well, this piece. It was supposed to come with the Strike like YJL kit, but they released like a DLC type of thing where like they had extra resin pieces that weren't in the kit, but like it was supposed to be in there, but like we found out later that you had to buy this like this DLC and then like try to like you know we couldn't get it anymore because it's hard to get. It's like the kit was old and stuff like that. So what happened here is basically I'm trying to like reproduce that resin detail that they had in the images, and it's just I try to like do something similar. So this is where I took that design and try to implement it into this waist part.
Gotcha. And that's the original plastic piece from the Bandai kit.
Yeah, the blank one. Yep.
That's amazing. Let's fast forward a little bit more. And so as far as the process goes, is everything that you've talked about, we're just doing that for every piece, every head, shoulder, leg, right?
Yep.
Is that like a fluorescent, or what's happening with the eyes there?
It's not fluorescent. It's just the clear piece on the eyes. You know, when you put the UV light, it kind of just it happens to glow. So I was just messing with it. I didn't do any fluorescent.
That's really cool. From start to finish, like how long did it take you in sort of real calendar days?
Probably a year.
How do you build the perseverance to build a kit for a year?
I don't know, dude. Like it's like it's mixed with a lot of things too because I'm trying to do other stuff too. Like it's also trying to create content and do snap builds in between and stuff like that as a filler. So that's why it took kind of that long. But if I were to like cut it down, maybe like half of that, like actual time I spent is not a year, probably like 6 8 months or something like that. I'm assuming.
So like if you just put your head down, didn't do any posting, didn't do any other builds, it would have taken you like 6 to 8 months, you'd say?
Actually, no, probably a lot less. I think about it because I every day I only did like 1 2 hours if I did work on it. So I don't know. I don't know what it would equate to. Too much math to think about.
Yeah.
I have to go back
No
like
worries.
really like think about it.
Yeah. Did you ever feel burned out or anything like at any point where?
Yeah. Plenty of time. It's expected. It happens.
But I bet it was helpful to have a friend
Yeah,
do
like
it alongside
it
you.
kind of it honestly helps push you and like keep you on track because I would just do something else sometimes.
Yeah. Let's see if we can jump to the sort of finished product here because it is absolutely incredible. So it must have felt really good seeing it all come together.
Yeah, it felt nice to see it stand. So that was the best part.
Yeah, and you took it to some different competitions?
Yeah, so I took it to like SCC and C. We took it to like a IPMS event in I think in San Diego. I took it to like Orange Con and what else? There's another one I forget, but it's like I took it pretty much everywhere. And then the only place that it didn't really place, like it didn't really place until we went to like the IPMS Orange Con, and then I placed it there with Javier. So well, I got first for mines, and then Javier got second for his out of all the Gundam builds they had. So I was like, it felt like rewarding for that. So I was like, oh, finally, it's like some recognition. I was like, no one likes no all the other competitions. Like, it didn't even place like nothing. It's like, I guess no one likes it. It's like it's
Oh
just how.
man, I listened to a podcast with Glitch, and he talked about how one of the things that they mentioned was that you guys like to often put them side by side,
Yeah,
and that maybe that was like something that was actually sort of hindering the judging
yeah,
process for both of them.
yeah. It's true.
Yeah,
It's kind of they kind of cancel each other out. So I felt like that that was something that we did. So like what we did was like we separated them. We put it on the other side of the table. He put his on the other side of the table. It seemed like it worked because they look too
yeah, man.
similar when you look at them.
Hmm.
Because it is a collab piece, so it's supposed to be like together. We're supposed to do it together, like as one piece. But then it's not allowed in competitions to, for some reason, to do that. So it has to be individual, unless you're doing like diorama and you have two of them together. But we didn't have anything like that. So
Gotcha. Well,
yeah,
man, I mean, I'm looking forward to the day where I can see it in person. Just hearing the whole process of how you put it together, just all the things about resin, it just shows me like how much work went into it. And I can already tell from the pictures that it's like an incredible build, but I'm sure it like looks even better in person. Um,
yeah, yeah. Hopefully, I can bring
so
it out to Plamo or some or a future event. You'll be there.
yeah, man,
You can see it.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Before we go, I like to end my interviews with some quick hitter questions. So I'll throw them at you, and you can answer them however you want. You're welcome to pass if any of them get too. If you don't feel like if you don't feel like answering them for whatever reason.
I'll
Um,
try.
all right. So the first one is, what is your all time favorite kit that you've built?
That's hard. I would say, yeah, the Strike Gundam Perfect Grade, because I just like everything about it, like the proportions and like the gimmicks that it has is very like humanoid like. So it's just because when you look at it, it's like it's not. Well, the Perfect Grade looks different from the actual like anime version of it. It looks more like a humanoid type of thing. So it's like when you move it and move the hands and the fingers and everything is like it's all jointed. So things like that. Like the whole experience was just like a fun build. So that's just the base kit. Like I'm not talking about the whole the whole strike system and the AO strike and all that stuff. But I don't know, that's my favorite one. I still, there's like other good ones too, but I feel like it's the one I remember the most. It's like it's it's a good one.
Awesome. That's a great answer. I mean, you
Yep.
liked it enough that you built it on hard mode. So
Yeah, yeah. If you like it enough, you're gonna do it again. So that's what
yeah,
happened.
that's a good test actually. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, like if you've built it more than once, then there's a good chance you probably liked it a lot.
yeah, yeah.
Um, all right. How many kits do you have in your backlog?
I don't have like an Excel sheet full of what I have, so I kind of don't want to know. So I have a closet full of like kits, and it's like from the floor to the ceiling. So I don't want to open the closet because it'll just fall out. So and I have some like
Um,
behind me and like some in front of me. But like really is like I don't like having so much kits like nowadays. Like I feel like the more I customize and paint is like you come to realize that you can't paint everything. It's like there's no way I could do that. So because I only could do like maybe like 4 kits a year, or if I wanted to paint them, I feel like around there if I pushed myself. But like I'm not gonna paint every single one. Like I sometimes I buy it thinking I'm gonna paint it, but I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna do it. So I'm like, I'm starting to thinking of selling them or like giving them away or something or whatever I lose interest in because it's just it's too much. But I know I have like over maybe like like over 80 kits. I don't know, but
Okay.
yeah, somewhere
Yeah.
around there. Yeah,
So it's like 120 kits then. Is
yeah.
what you're
It
saying.
could be. I don't know. Like I don't count
Okay.
it. I just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
every week I'll get something or like it's bad.
What proportion of them are like HGs, MGs, PGs? Like, could you?
Um,
What do you
mostly
think?
mostly high grade because I feel like it's easy to get and like lately I just been liking the G Crack stuff and the Sea Freedom high grades. So like the recent releases. So it's I'm like buying more of them nowadays. So it stacks up quick, and then there's like those third party kits, and they're like so affordable. So I they're like bigger too. The boxes are huge.
Oh
So like
yeah.
I'm having a problem with that, and I feel like I'm hitting my limit and like with space. So I'm like I'm looking at my cabinet in my kitchen. I'm like I could stick some in there. I don't want to, but
That's
I was
awesome.
like it's like
What's for dinner? Like, what's for dinner, Dad?
it's like there's some runners you can throw in the
Yeah.
pantry.
That's awesome. Um, would you rather have one 1,000 piece kit or 10 100 piece kits?
Nowadays I say 10. I don't care about how complicated it is. Like like the PG new, for example, the new one that's coming out, like
Mhm.
the funnels have tons of pieces just for one funnel. And I'm like, it's cool and all, but it's like I feel like I'm okay if they didn't have that many pieces. Like like if it just has like a nice like exterior look on the outside, I'm okay with it. Like I don't need all the gimmicks or anything like that. I'm sure it's like a cool building experience, like
Right.
The PGU Arc 78. That's like it was a fun experience, but it's I'm okay with like less pieces.
Okay, I respect it.
Yeah.
Um, do you have a Grail kit?
I feel like I don't know the the things I like kind of change. So like sometimes I do get the Grail kit I want, and then like it's not my like I don't feel the same way anymore. Like once I have it, so it's like over time, like I'm getting these Grail kits like the ones I want, and I'm like I don't I kind of like lost that feeling of Grail kit type of thing. Like for example, like I've been getting like 5-star story kits, which I've always wanted like for like a long time because they're so expensive, and then like I just recently got some, so I guess that could be a Grail kit, like one of them. But just having it is like okay, it's nice, but I kind of get over it like really quickly. I'm like
Mm.
okay, it's in
Like
the box.
half,
It's like in the shelf in the corner, and it's like okay.
like half of the what makes it a Grail kit is the fact that you don't have it, right?
Yeah,
Or
you don't
something
have
like
it.
that.
It's like once you have it, it's just like it's like okay, like this. It's I've been wanting it for
Yeah.
years, but then it's like okay, here it goes. There you go. That's it. It's like
Yeah, it's like the
it's
end
just
of
on the shelf.
right. It's like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark or something. It's just like
Yeah,
one
yeah,
box in a sea of
yeah.
boxes. Yeah. Um, if you had a signature color, what would you choose?
But I don't know, like maybe like a one of those Gaia notes, like million blue type of color. It's like a like I used it on the RX-78 color on the PG. I feel like that's the color that I think might be my signature, but I'm like all over the place. Maybe like more grayish tone and mute type of look, somewhere around there. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's a tough question to that
Yeah,
for
it's
people
hard
to answer,
to
but
answer. Yeah.
it's the answer is it's not about the right answer, wrong answer. It's just that
Yeah.
every answer is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of the building process generally?
Painting, let's say painting, and then
And
next to that probably scribing.
nice. Okay. And
Yeah.
what's your least favorite part of the building process?
Oh my god, like sanding, cleaning up nubs and stuff. I hate it. Like I wish I could have someone just do it for me. Like just have it done, and then I'll do the rest. Like I don't like it. Like even when I do snap builds, I'm like when I do like real grades, like removing those nubs on a real grade is so annoying. Like it's
Oh
so
yeah,
frustrating.
tiny.
You know, but,
What's your favorite tool on the workbench?
um, there's so many good tools. It's like I'm a tool guy, so like so I go out and try to get every type of tool, even though I already have them. So because of that, it's kind of hard to pick because I have so much like variation. So I don't know, like maybe the gun primer, like the Razor Plus, is probably like one of my favorite tools. Like I see why people are like, oh, you can use like a cheaper alternative and stuff like that, but I feel like you know it just does like a good job of like removing dubs like right away without having to you know use other sanding type of tools. So you just have to use it properly. Like if you do it right, it'll turn out well. But there's a
Yeah,
little learning
I'm
curve,
with you.
but yeah,
I'm with you
yeah,
on that. I
well,
mean, the
yeah,
fact that you're not having to rotate between a bunch of grits and stuff to get the finish you want,
yeah, yeah, and like
is a,
you don't see a lot of people using them on resin, but like I kind of use it. I kind of use it sometimes. Like it's like usually they just use like regular like sanding paper or whatever sponges and stuff, but it works pretty good. Like it gets the surface like good enough where like you could just leave it like that, or you could do whatever you want to do after. So uh, I think it's good.
nice. Are you watching or listening to anything while you build?
I'm mostly listening to like music. A lot of I'm I'm always like looking out for like new music like every Friday or whatever. So like I'm always like trying to find some new stuff to listen to all the time. But most of the time I background watch or like try to watch it when I'm building. It's like impossible to do it. But I recently watched like Welcome to Derry, so that was like a good show. And then sometimes like I just put like a lot of I don't know, I'm into horror stuff, so like I just put it on. But I'm like, it's like you watch it or you listen to it, it's like oh shoot, something's happening, but it sounds like it's like really bad. But it's like I'm not like watching, I'm just like standing while it's like going on. But that's what I tend to have on because I'm like I don't know, I just like horror movies because it keeps you awake. So I put it on, and I'm like okay, it's like I'll build this and be stressed out at the same time and like do whatever. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Two more. Is there a builder or creator that you think deserves more attention or more love?
Dude, there's so many people. Yeah, there's so many people out there. It's like when you look at like the work they do, it's like when you look at the numbers they have, it's like it doesn't make sense. It's just like it's so good. Like it's a lot of them are people that have like low follower count. Like I tend to look up to their stuff because it's not the people that have like so much, but like the people that have low views and stuff like that tend to inspire me a lot. And I feel like Burial is one of them. So he's always like putting like really good work out, and he kind of inspired me to do a lot of the stuff I'm doing now, and like especially like little tips and tricks and stuff like that. So I see it in his work, and I talk to him on the side a lot to try to understand all these things, and maybe too much because he kind of made me like buy all these 5-star kits, but but yeah, it's yeah, I definitely think he's like he should be like more up there because it shows in his work.
Yeah, I've seen his stuff up close, and it's just some of the most beautiful paintwork I've ever seen on a model kit.
Yeah, no,
Period. Yeah. Yeah. Great answer. And is there someone we should get on the pod next? And
yeah.
the trick is you have to help me convince them to record.
Oh, just get Glitch Studio. He'll definitely. Yeah, he loves to be on
You're-
that stuff. So, like, I think you should get him. He
All
has
right.
a lot of
Yeah.
good like insight on like the community and stuff like that. So I think it'll be good to watch and listen. His experience in building is unique, and I feel like he can give a lot of value in the podcast.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, hey, David, I appreciate all of the time that you spent. I learned a ton about resin. Maybe personally a little too much. It's got me a little scared. I thought like
No,
talking
you
to
need
you.
to know. You need to know this because like if you go in there and then like you don't know this stuff, you're gonna hate resin forever. It's just like just gotta know all these things ahead of time.
Right. Yeah, no, it's really helpful to hear. It has not made my like anxiety any lower about building with resin, but I mean I did get my very first like full resin kit.
Right.
So I am definitely going to be reaching out to you when I start to build that for all the help, or like oh crap, I did this, like what do I do to fix it or whatever.
Yeah, just let me know. I'll try to help.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it. Big thank you again to David for recording with me. I hope you learned a lot about building with resin, and I'm definitely going to take a lot of his advice when I'm starting my own builds. But I think I'll leave the content creation to pros like Blukara. You can find him on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Blukara7. I also want to thank Andrew Behringer for some of the photos used in this episode, specifically the orange ones. He is an incredible photographer, and you can find him on Instagram. Thanks, Andrew. This has been Newtype Notebook, part of the Undergated Podcast Network. Thanks for listening, and happy building.
Newtype Notebook has an official sponsor, and that's Splash Paints. Splash makes up 80 or 90% of my paint collection. It's great, ready-to-spray airbrush lacquer paints made in Oregon. Super smooth, great coverage, super durable. They have everything you could need to bring your model to the next level. Primers, mecha colors, including the classic Evangelion colors, military colors, metallics, not to mention hundreds of car colors. I personally love using the military colors in my mecha builds just to give them a real-world sensibility. The Candy Red and 2K Clear were my secret weapons for my RE100 Nightingale. And I won't use any other paint brands for my 124 scale car kits. You can order Splash Paints direct from splash-paints.com. Splash will be giving away paints to a lucky Newtype Notebook listener for every episode of this season. Keep an eye on the Undergated Network Instagram for more details.